Auburn is back in the headlines again as Hugh Freeze has hired DJ Durkin as his new defensive coordinator. And, oh boy, they really didn't have to do this on the Plains, you know? Let me start off by saying this. Do I believe that coaches should be banished from the profession forever when they make mistakes? Of course not. But I will be the first to admit that the report from the Maryland investigation when DJ Durkin was head coach in College Park, that is, to put it lightly, pretty damning stuff, right? There's some rough stuff that was going on up there, obviously, which is why Durkin is one of the most unliked people in college football. The media goes after him any chance they get. The fans mock him and whoever hires him. It's a PR disaster to have this guy on your staff. Do I think that Durkin is an awful human being? I don't know him. I've never met him. It's tough to place, blanket statements on people that you don't personally know. The Maryland stuff is obviously bad, but he hasn't seemed to have done anything to trigger the masses since, being a DC at Ole Miss and at Texas A&M, which I guess is a good thing, I guess. But, the perception is now, by hiring this guy, that Auburn is willing to hire anybody to win at football. They're obviously willing to take on the role of villain. It's the kind of program that you have to explain to other people why it's okay that you're still a fan of that team and how, they don't know the whole story, that kind of thing. But here's the thing, right? Hugh Freeze, he's heading into year 2 on the Plains. He's still in a bit of a honeymoon period with Auburn fans that, think he can do no wrong now, especially after this recruiting class this cycle, right? He still carries a lot of negativity with, some segments of the media and the public. Freeze needs a quarterback. He brought in Derek Nix from Ole Miss to be the new offensive coordinator. Kind of felt like it was important to nail the DC hire, right? Keep your name out of the papers. Keep negative press to a minimum. Does this feel like he nailed the defensive coordinator hire? I mean, Durkin has a big name and a big price tag, I'm sure. But since leaving Maryland, Durkin has been at Ole Miss for 2 years and Texas A&M for 2 years. Ole Miss's defense in 2019, SP plus efficiency defense, they were number 42 that year. Durkin joined the program and took it to number 80 in 2020, so a significant decline. And then they significantly improved to number 36 in 2021. In 2021, Jimbo Fisher came calling. Texas A&M, their defensive efficiency rank in SP plus was number 7 under Mike Elko. And then Durkin joined the program, and it dropped to number 18 in 2022. This year, it dropped to number 20. It's not like hiring Durkin as your defensive coordinator has generated just unbelievable results, right? Auburn could have avoided another PR nightmare by just hiring somebody else that's qualified for the job. Like, Scott Simons has done an absolutely incredible job at SMU. And he worked under Hugh Freeze at Liberty for years. There were countless names that could have come in to run that defense that didn't have the stench that Durkin brings, especially paired with what Freeze brought to the program before. Now, I'm certain Auburn fans will feel great about this because it is a name hire, and maybe Durkin will do big things. He's always been known as an ace recruiter. Maybe that'll go a long way in West Georgia, potentially. This all could have been avoided. Auburn has started to do what Texas A&M did, which is bring in the damaged goods that they have convinced themselves are undervalued. And, of course, we saw how that worked out with, Durkin and Adazio and Petrino and Fisher and whatnot in College Station. I'll tell you this. I am really curious what the culture is going to be like in that locker room. You guys let me know in the comments what you think about Auburn hiring DJ Durkin as the new DC. Because, personally, I think they could have done much better. Thanks for listening to Winning Cures Everything. Make sure and follow me on Twitter @GaryWCE. If you want to toss in a question, you can email me Gary@winningcureseverything.com. Make sure and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.